Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. Some few days ago, Oka's technical committee recommended Kalonzo Musyoka to be Oka's presidential candidate, either deputized by Musalia Mudavadi, Martha Karua, Gideon Moi, or even Moses Masika Wetangula. That has been some few days ago. And upon the technical committee presenting that, ANC party, Musalia Mudavadi's party, through Cleophas Malala, rubbished that and stated clearly that if Mudavadi is not Oka's presidential candidate, they are walking out of Oka. Yes. And so far, Musalia Mudavadi has organized a delegates meeting on 23rd this month, where he has also threatened to give out, or rather to issue, some earth-shaking statements or pronouncements. And Kenyans are waiting for that. Yes. But earlier today, Edwin Sifuna and Cleophas Malala, at an exclusive interview at Citizen TV, had a very lively discussion that I want us to have a look here, for it exposes some very, very interesting political facts here. Have a look at this.
Let me tell you, you know, one day there's Malala was speaking and he was talking about Lot's wife. These guys in Oka are the personification of Lot's wife, because they left our house and they keep looking at what we are doing. Malala, I can assure you, nobody is bothered with the so-called moves. I can tell you without blinking that barring a cataclysmic act of God, like the earthquake that he has threatened on the 20th, Musalia is not going to be president in 2022. It is good that you acknowledge certain things, but then you go and contradict yourself, because this same argument, Sam, we tried to sell to our brothers in NASA, and they, you know, bolted out and accused us of all sorts of things. Now they are using these same arguments against each other in Oka, because they are saying mto ndogo ndiye inamwaga kwa mto kubwa. And you have tried to ask him, how do you ascertain mto ndogo ndio gani na mto kubwa ndio gani? Then he says, oh, the Luya numbers. Then he himself acknowledges that in fact 70%, almost even more, of Luyas are behind Raila Odinga. And it is not because any Luya told us to support Raila Odinga. Our support for Raila Odinga is organic. In this studio, there are 3 Luyas, and 2 of them support Raila Odinga. It's
out of convenience. Out of convenience.
It has nothing to do with convenience. That is already 2/3. You yourself have told us in 2013, when this so-called Luya bloc had a choice of electing Musalia, they went for Raila Odinga instead.
And you've taken us for granted, and that's why you are saying you must return the favor.
Senator, you spoke in silence.
Yeah.
You spoke in silence. We as Luyas are a very proud people, Malala. Me, I'm a pure Luya. You know, there are doubts as to your purity, but I'm saying I can show you.
What does that even mean?
No, it's a story in the political realm. I can show you where my grandfather's grave is in Kijinda, in Bungoma. What I am telling you is that pure Luyas like myself, we follow strength, we follow conviction, we follow leadership. We are not going to follow you just because we were born with you. We are born with even thieves and people who have of no moral character. You don't follow them because you're born with them. There is no formula, Sam, in One Kenya Alliance that puts Musalia Mudavadi above Kalonzo Musyoka. You can use any formula. You can even go and throw dice with those wagangas who operate in Amalemba. They will still show you that Kalonzo Musyoka is a stronger person in terms of numbers than Musalia Mudavadi. What is ANC now without our friend from Lugari? Even the guy you almost kill us over in Nabulindo, in Matungu, my brother, he's now in one, he has left One Kenya Alliance. Savula has left One Kenya Alliance. He was deputy party leader. If you look at the hemorrhage that is happening within ANC and Fort Kenya and Western Kenya, because there is a realization, Sam, that these guys are going nowhere. We told them, and you see, the pecking order that was in NASA has not changed, because that pecking order was based on something scientific. I can tell you today, even if you combine the votes of the 4 Luya principles in Oka, you know, there are 4 Luya principles, including Marende, who joined recently. They don't get to half of the support that Kalonzo Musyoka has. At least Kalonzo has demonstrated, and this is something that you can show, that he has a number of people behind him, that he has his base. It is in doubt as to whether it is as strong as it was, but you cannot tell me that there is a formula that puts Musalia Mudavadi above Kalonzo. So you don't talk about Luya numbers. I am a Luya, and I'm telling you, my support is for Raila Odinga. My sister there is a Raila Odinga diehard. She's a Luya. Which Luyas are you talking about?
Maybe you should allow her to speak for herself, but...
Yes, that was a very lively discussion earlier today at Citizen TV. And listening to Edwin Sifuna talk, Edwin Sifuna is just highlighting some very important political facts in Kenya today, which I just want us also to highlight here. The first thing Edwin Sifuna is making clear is that in the Mulembe Nation, Western, where he comes from, by Malala's own admission, Raila Odinga commands about 70% of the vote. And from where I sit, I tend to believe that's largely true. Because since 2007, we have seen a consistent trend in Western. And this year, 2022, I tend to believe, ladies and gentlemen, that the trend will still be the same. In 2007, Raila won the Mulembe vote. Same to 2013, same to 2017. And this year, I strongly believe still Raila will win the Mulembe vote. Because this time, Raila appears to have a very realistic chance of even being elected the president. So I also believe, ladies and gentlemen, that that might also tempt some Mulembe Nation, or rather some Luya Nation, those who maybe never wanted to vote for Raila Molo Odinga, just to swim with that wave. Because now they are seeing Raila has a more realistic chance of winning the presidency than any other time before. So I strongly believe that it's actually true that Raila commands a majority votes in the Mulembe Nation. And this thing of, we are hearing Musalia Mudavadi saying that actually is going to make some earth-shaking announcement. In my considered opinion, there is no earth-shaking kind of an announcement Musalia Mudavadi is going to make. Either on 23rd, Musalia is going to tell Kenyans that he's joining William Ruto or is contesting for the presidency. Kenyans have already read and studied Musalia Mudavadi's maybe mind. On 23rd, those are the only option. Either he's going to announce he's contesting for the presidency or he's joining William Ruto. And then secondly, Edwin Sifuna is also bringing up this issue of Oka. Yes, Oka, between Kalonzo and Mudavadi. Who has the numbers? Yes. And that's a very lively discussion. And let me say this. If you look at Kalonzo Musyoka, and then you look at Musalia Mudavadi, Kalonzo Musyoka, and for those who have been following me here, I've always stated that Kalonzo has a long nose of smelling where maybe victory or government is heading to. Yes. And I've always maintained again that after all has been said and done, we will most definitely find Kalonzo Musyoka in the next government. That's a given fact. So in terms of numbers, in terms of real numbers, Kalonzo Musyoka has also proved before. Because the very first time Kalonzo Musyoka contested for the presidency, he managed to galvanize his entire Cumberland behind him. Musalia Mudavadi contested for the presidency, but he never managed. That's just an indication that Kalonzo Musyoka controls his base as opposed to Musalia Mudavadi. As things stand today, we are going into a very interesting presidential election. And even from Musalia Mudavadi's demeanor, you are seeing he's making a clear blunder. He's warming up to William Ruto. That's a clear blunder that is open for everyone to see. It's very clear, ladies and gentlemen, that under the prevailing circumstances, for William Ruto to win the presidency will be very, very hard. But still, you are finding Musalia Mudavadi warming up to that kind of an alliance. In that situation, ladies and gentlemen, the only person who stands to gain out of that is only William Ruto. Musalia Mudavadi working with William Ruto is going to lose and lose big time. Yeah. Yes. And then if you look at Oka, the person who best fits to be maybe the presidential candidate, in my considered opinion, I tend to believe that if maybe Kalonzo was to support Musalia Mudavadi, then it would be a more formidable ticket as opposed to maybe Mudavadi supporting Kalonzo. But nonetheless, in terms of real numbers, Kalonzo Musyoka commands real numbers more than Musalia Mudavadi. And now the question now begs again, between Kalonzo Musyoka now and Musalia Mudavadi, who among these two can add value to the top presidential candidates? Because we know the top presidential candidates are currently Raila Odinga and William Ruto. From where I sit, and your guess can be as good as mine, that the person who can add some real value is only Kalonzo Musyoka. If Ruto has Kalonzo Musyoka on his camp, then I tend to believe, ladies and gentlemen, that Ruto has really locked some good camp of vote there. But Ruto having Musalia Mudavadi on his camp, in my considered opinion, again, that's really not really a good boost for William Ruto. Because even with Musalia on his side, a majority of the Luhya nation, the Mulembe vote, they are already identifying with Raila Amolo Odinga. And the few Mulembe nation who have been supporting William Ruto, those are the former Jubilee supporters who, as things stand today, they are also now dividing. So you find that William Ruto's Mulembe vote, that was the vote that actually has been supporting Jubilee. And that vote is also dividing. So as things stand today, the only option, maybe the best option I can give to Mudavadi is to either work with Raila Amolo Odinga or he should just quit politics. Because even if he contests, he's going to lose. If he supports Ruto, he's still going to lose and lose badly. So the only option for Musalia Mudavadi maybe to live to fight another day is only to work with Raila Amolo Odinga. That's the reality on the ground, and that's the reality, the political reality of things as it is in Western today. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude, let me remind you that if you've just bumped here for the very first time, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. Give it a like, please. To those who are watching us outside Kenya for the very first time, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. God bless you, God bless Kenya. To any other person, that's the kind of analysis we do here. If you are a fan of us, but you have not yet subscribed, tap on the subscription button and also on the notification bell to receive a notification anytime we upload a new video. God bless you, God bless Kenya. Tamu sana yes.